In today's video, I want to go over a pretty hilarious leak that just happened. PlayStation posted a demo that I don't think they were supposed to post, but I imagine this is something that's gonna be announced at State of Play. Also, we know that seemingly it does seem like Obsidian is joining the Microsoft family and their games would be Microsoft exclusive going forward. However, they are hiring for the next world-class RPG and it is listed as multi-platform, so I want to go over that, and also I want to round out this video by taking a look at two recent PlayStation 4 game announcements. A 4X strategy game, which is pretty interesting because we don't see a lot of those on the PlayStation 4, and also a Halloween themed title in Ghost Parade, and that will be dropping on Halloween, so a very timely release there. First up, I do want to talk this accidental leak by Sony. Medieval demo accidentally went up early on the PlayStation Store over in Japan. Medieval is getting a surprise demo in the upcoming State of Play, as listing for it went up on the Japanese PlayStation Store, but it was taken down very quickly. So this is very exciting because Medieval is a game that I know a lot of you guys want to play, and it looks like that this is going to be one of the announcements, one of the smaller announcements coming out of State of Play. Obviously, the show is happening at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and it's going to be primarily centered around The Last of Us Part 2, but that's not the only thing State of Play is going to show. We're going to see new game reveals, and it looks like the Medieval demo announcement is one thing that's going to happen, and it's probably going to get posted later today. Of course, Medieval is a remake of the PlayStation 1 title, and it'll let you relive the original adventure on PlayStation 4. The beloved fan favorite has been completely remade from the grave up, blending classic gameplay with stunning visuals, all in eye-popping 4K. As you step into the bones of Sir Daniel Fortescue's slightly inept and long-dead knight, accidentally resurrected by his greatest enemy, the evil sorcerer Zarok. With a second chance to foil his greatest foe, Dan will once again set out to save the kingdom of Gallowmere and earn his place as a true hero. Medieval was a ton of fun back in the day, and this is a ground-up remake for the PlayStation 4. You can play it in eye-popping 4K, and this isn't just a remaster or anything like that. A remaster of a PlayStation 1 game wouldn't really fly all too much. Visually, it looks great, and if it retains that Medieval gameplay we know and love while also refining it, it is gonna be fantastic. And best of all, this is a game that's gonna be released at a budget price point, a very budget price point at that, at $29.99. I feel like they could have gotten away with the $40 price point for this one, given that so many people are looking forward to it. And Medieval is a franchise that inherently has a lot of nostalgia attached to it, but kudos to Sony for saving our wallets a little bit, because there are so many games coming out in the fall, and Medieval along with Concrete Genie are two PlayStation 4 exclusives that are seeing budget releases at $29.99. Now obviously, they probably aren't going to be as grandiose as a $59.99 release like a Death Stranding, but nonetheless, smaller releases are absolutely fine, and they are both getting physical releases by the way as well. Generally speaking, a lot of times with the budget releases, they are exclusively released as downloadable titles. I believe Remnant from the Ashes was a downloadable title. It was a budget title. I don't believe it had a physical release, but nonetheless, Medieval, a demo is coming later today by the looks of it, and if you've never played Medieval back in the day, I know a lot of you guys didn't, this is definitely something to check out, so I'm happy that Sony went the route of offering a demo, because this is a lot different than, say, Ratchet & Clank getting a remake back in 2016. Ratchet & Clank has been an established franchise for a long time. Yes, there's a subsect of you guys that have a lot of nostalgia with Medieval, but how long has Medieval been absent for? A very long time. So offering a demo, getting a lot of newer gamers, younger gamers introduced to Medieval from a gameplay standpoint, and its humor, its presentation, all of that is going to be good as a part of a demo, and the full game will be out on October 25th, so just a little over a month away. Alright, moving on from that, Obsidian is prepping up to release The Outer Worlds also on October 25th, but it looks like it's already staffing up for its next project, because it was noted they're looking for hirees for their next world-class RPG, and what's more, it looks like it could end up coming to multiple platforms. There's a total of 11 job openings which were spotted over on LinkedIn and offer a number of hints to what the studio is possibly working on. Many of the listings mention the Unreal Engine 4 with first-person melee combat gameplay, combat with an emphasis on exceptional first-person melee experience, and combat actions utilizing both first and third-person animations. In addition, Obsidian also mentions branching dialogue conversations and cutscenes and day and night cycle. That definitely sounds like something of an RPG of their standards. Dialogue options, a day and night cycle, elements that are pretty typical for an Obsidian title and RPGs these days as well. Obsidian is also looking for experienced programmers to develop network and multiplayer gameplay systems using Unreal Engine, so multiplayer being a part of their next game, that would be rather interesting. Now, it was noted that it would be a multi-platform release. Does that mean it's a game that's coming to the PlayStation 4? I'm not completely sold on that, because we know with Microsoft's initiative going forward, they're bringing all of their games to Xbox One and PC, but also Also, Microsoft has been open to the idea of bringing their games to other platforms. Ori and the Blind Forest is releasing on Nintendo Switch. There were rumblings of a Halo Master Chief Collection being put on PlayStation 4, and that would have been absolutely enormous. I don't know why Sony and Microsoft couldn't come together for that. Obviously, it's probably because Sony did want to keep a little bit of a boundary. I mean, they were the last ones to take their walls down for cross-platform play. Thankfully, those walls have been taken down, and hopefully, as the years prolong, as the years go on, gaming becomes more and more of a unified experience where everybody is playing with everybody. Sure, have an exclusive here and there, but the more crossover that we see, I think that's best for everyone involved, and it's definitely best for the consumer if you can only own one console and then play the majority of games. I know that exclusives are inherently the biggest system seller for any platform, and it goes deeper than just consoles. You see it on PC. How is the Epic Game Store competing with Steam? Well, it's by acquiring a lot of exclusives. I definitely understand why exclusives are necessary for a console to be successful. But at the same time, selfishly, I would like exclusives to be available on every platform. I mean, even for Xbox One, guys, could you imagine if Uncharted 4 was playable on the Xbox One X? I'm sure that's something that they would really, really enjoy. We're far away from that, and that's probably not something that's going to happen anytime in the near future, but nonetheless, Obsidian is hiring for their next project, whatever that could be, but The Outer Worlds is due out on October 25th. And lastly, I do want to cover a couple of recently announced PlayStation 4 titles. The 4X strategy game in Driftland, the Magical Revival, is coming to PlayStation 4 in Q1 2020, developed in collaboration with SimFabric, and it's a 4X strategy and god simulation game. Driftland, the Magical Revival, which first launched for PC in April, is coming to PlayStation 4 in Q1 2020. The consoleized version will replace the cursor from the PC version with an active contextual field in the middle of the screen, which will allow the player to cast spells and construct buildings. In Driftland, the player provides orders to units but does not have direct control over them, which Star Drifters says will also avoid tedious micromanagement of subordinates on console. Here's a quick overview. After a devastating war between ancient mages and a powerful spell is all that holds together the shattered planet of Driftland. Faced with the destruction of their entire civilization and life on planet, the warring factions called a truce and tried to repair the damage, but it was already too late. By using all their remaining magic to cast a powerful spell, they managed to keep their world in relative balance. Many dark ages passed, but when all seemed lost, a ray of hope emerged once more. A new source of magic appeared, and new mages were given birth to across the planet. Now as the dormant conflicts once again surface, this rediscovered power will determine whether Driftland is restored to its former glory or wiped from the cosmos eternally. The game's key features tout a procedurally generated world, resource and magic-based economy, move and terraform scattered landmasses with magic, tame and ride dragons and other creatures, explore and fight on the same map, set goals instead of directly controlling units, single-player campaigns, and multiplayer. So again, this title will be dropping in early 2020, specifically Q1. Lastly, I do want to note, as we're heading into October, obviously the most signifying trait of October is Halloween. Coming October 31st is also a brand new game coming from an Indonesian studio, and that is the platformer in Ghost Parade. Ghost Parade is being published by Arc System Games Localization, and there's a PlayStation blog post about the game up, and it looks rather cool. Ghost Parade follows the adventures of Suri, a young girl who gets lost in the woods while trying to take a shortcut home from school. There, she encounters numerous ghosts, many of whom join her on a quest, being charmed by her bravery and kindness. When Suri discovers that greedy humans are threatening to destroy the forest and its mystical inhabitants, she knows she must ask before her newfound friends lose everything they hold dear. Suri has the ability to swing a lantern in a melee attack or throw rocks from afar in order to protect herself from the dangers of the forest, but not every threat can be neutralized with an offensive maneuver. Suri must navigate the woods with care, or she may find herself on the wrong end of a poison spike or the victim of severe fall damage. Fortunately, Ghost Parade puts a myriad save points in Suri's path, so players don't have to redo much of any time they die. Now, this is a game that's being released on Halloween, however, at the same time, it's not completely relying on its horror elements. It's a very charming game in its own right, and if you want a charming platformer, I think that's exactly what you're gonna find out of Ghost Parade. It looks like a pretty cool game, and again, it will be dropping October 31st. And that's gonna conclude this video. Again, whoever's controlling the demo releases on PlayStation, you're probably not gonna lose your job, let's hope not, but an accidental release of the Medieval demo was kind of leaked on the Japanese PlayStation Store, probably gonna come later today, and it'll probably be announced at State of Play. Obsidian is hiring for their next world-class RPG, and it's listed as a multi-platform game. I'm not gonna get my hopes up too high. I imagine that it's gonna end up being a next Xbox as well as a PC title, but hey, good on Microsoft for acquiring some major studios to create some incredibly compelling games, and Obsidian is definitely gonna offer that, and lucky to those guys on Xbox and PC that get to play Obsidian's next title. Untitled and The Outer Worlds for just subscribing to Game Pass, along with all of the other great games you get with that. That service is just insane. The 4X strategy game in Driftland, The Magic Revival, is coming to PlayStation 4 in Q1 2020, and Ghost Parade is a Halloween-themed game dropping on Halloween Day. That's gonna conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.